Good morning. Happy Father's Day. Let's begin this service by singing hymn number 80. God is our refuge and defense, in trouble our unfailing aid. Secure in his omnipotence, what foe can make our heart afraid? Hymn number 80. The scriptural selection is from Psalms. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. I have been young, and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. He is ever merciful and lendeth, and his seed is blessed. Depart from evil and do good, and dwell forevermore. For the Lord loveth judgment, and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever. The righteous shall inherit the land, and dwell therein forever. The law of his God is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide. The Lord will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. Wait on the Lord, and keep his way. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord. He is their strength in the time of trouble. And the Lord shall help them, and deliver them from the wicked, and save them, because they trust in him. Let's have a few moments of silent prayer, and then pray together the Lord's Prayer, and I'll follow with its spiritual interpretation from the Christian Science textbook.
Our Father, which art in heaven.
Our Father, Mother, God, all harmonious.
Hallowed be thy name.
Adorable One.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom is come. Thou art ever present.
Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
Enable us to know, as in heaven, so on earth, God is omnipotent, supreme.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Give us grace for today. Feed the famished affections.
And forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors.
And love is reflected in love.
And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
And God leadeth us not into temptation, but delivereth us from sin, disease, and death.
For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever.
For God is infinite, all power, all life, truth, love, over all and all.
Let us unite in singing hymn number 389. While thou, O my God, art my help and defender, no cares can overwhelm me, no terrors appall. The wiles and the snares of this world will but rend more lively my hope in my God and my all. Hymn number 389.
While thou, O my God, art my help and defender, nor cares can o'erwhelm me, nor terrors appall. The walls and the snares of this world will but render more lively my hope in my God and my all. Yes, thou art my refuge in a sorrow and danger. My strength should I suffer, my hope should I fall. My comfort and joy in this land of the stranger. My treasure, my glory, my God and my all.
Again, welcome to this healing service. This church is one of the worldwide branches of the Mother Church, the First Church of Christ Scientist in Boston, Massachusetts. While we're here, children and teens in our Sunday school are learning to apply teachings from the Bible and science and health in their daily lives. Those not ready for Sunday school or our Wednesday evening testimony meetings are cared for in our children's room. At our Wednesday meetings, readings from our textbooks on a specific topic are followed by the sharing of healing experiences resulting from the study and application of Christian Science. These testimony meetings are held here and on Zoom every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Everyone is welcome to attend our services, use the reading room, and bring their children to Sunday school.
reach? Or whither shall I flee from thy presence? If I ascend up into heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, thou art there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost part of the sea, even there shall thy hand lead me, and thy right hand shall hold me.
Friends, the Bible and the Christian Science textbook are our only preachers. We shall now read scriptural texts and their correlative passages from our denominational textbook. These comprise our sermon. This week's sermon begins on page 48 of the Christian Science Quarterly. The subject is God, the preserver of man. The golden text is from Genesis in the International Children's Bible. You are God who sees me. The responsive reading is also from Genesis and from Psalms. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder, and the child, and sent her away. And she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba.
And the water was spent in the bottle, and she cast the child under one of the shrubs.
And she went and sat her down over against him a good way off, as it were a bowshot. For she said, Let me not see the death of the child. And she sat over against him, and lifted up her voice, and wept.
And God heard the voice of the lad, and the angel of God called to Hagar out of heaven, and said unto her, What aileth thee, Hagar? Fear not, for God hath heard the voice of the lad where he is.
Arise, lift up the lad, and hold him in thine hand, for I will make him a great nation.
And God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. And she went and filled the bottle with water, and gave the lad drink.
And God was with the lad.
I cried unto thee, O Lord. I said, Thou art my refuge and my portion in the land of the living.
Preserve me, O God, for in thee do I put my trust. The following citations comprise our sermon.
The Bible, Psalms. O Lord, thou hast searched me and known me. Thou knowest my downsitting and my uprising. Thou understandest my thought afar off. Thou compassest my path and my lying down, and art acquainted with all my ways. For there is not a word in my tongue, but, lo, O Lord, thou knowest it altogether. Thou hast beset me behind and before, and laid thine hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high. I cannot attain unto it. Whither shall I go from thy spirit? Or whither shall I flee from thy presence? If I ascend up into heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there shall thy hand lead me, and thy right hand shall hold me. Nehemiah, thou, even thou, art Lord alone. Thou hast made heaven, the heaven of heavens, with all their hosts, the earth and all things that are therein, the seas and all that is therein, and thou preservest them all.
As announced in the explanatory note, I shall now read from Science and Health and with Key to the Scriptures by Mary Baker Eddy. God, the great I am, the all-knowing, all-seeing, all-acting, all-wise, all-loving, and eternal. Allness is the measure of the infinite, and nothing less can express God. God, the divine principle of man, and man in God's likeness, are inseparable, harmonious, and eternal. God is love. Can we ask him to be more? God is intelligence. Can we inform the infinite mind of anything he does not already comprehend? God is not influenced by man. The divine ear is not an auditory nerve. It is the all-hearing and all-knowing mind, to whom each need of man is always known, and by whom it will be supplied.
1 John. If we love one another, God dwelleth in us, and his love is perfected in us. Malachi. Have we not all one Father? Hath not one God created us? Why do we deal treacherously every man against his brother by profaning the covenant of our fathers? Genesis. Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. And Jacob sent messengers before him to Esau his brother, unto the land of Seir, the country of Edom. And the messengers returned to Jacob, saying, We came to thy brother Esau, and also he cometh to meet thee, and 400 men with him. Then Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed. And Jacob said, O God of my father Abraham, and God of my father Isaac, the Lord which saideth unto me, Return unto thy country and to thy kindred, and I will deal well with thee. Deliver me, I pray thee, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, lest he will come and smite me, and the mother with the children. And he lodged there that same night, and took of that which came to his hand a present for Esau his brother. And Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau came, and with him 400 men. And Esau ran to meet him, and embraced him, and fell on his neck, and kissed him, and they wept. And he said, What meanest thou by all this drove which I meet? And he said, These are to find grace in the sight of my Lord. And Esau said, I have enough, my brother, keep that thou hast unto thyself. And Jacob said, Nay, I pray thee, if now I have found grace in thy sight, then receive my present at my hand. For therefore I have seen thy face, as though I have seen the face of God, and thou wast pleased with me. Take, I pray thee, my blessing that is brought to thee, because God hath dealt graciously with me, and because I have enough. And he urged him, and he took it. And he said, Let us take our journey, and let us go, and I will go before thee. And he said unto him, My Lord knoweth that the children are tender, and the flocks and the herds with young are with me. And if men should overdrive them one day, all the flock will die. Let my Lord, I pray thee, pass over before his servant, and I will lead on softly, according as the cattle that goeth before me, and the children be able to endure, until I come unto my Lord, unto Seir. So Esau returned that day on his way unto Seir. Psalms. Mercy and truth are met together. Righteousness and peace have kissed each other. Truth shall spring out of the earth, and righteousness shall look down from heaven.
It should be thoroughly understood that all men have one mind, one God and Father, one life, truth, and love. Mankind will become perfect in proportion as this fact becomes apparent. War will cease, and the true brotherhood of man will be established. Love inspires, illumines, designates, and leads the way. God is the life or intelligence which forms and preserves the individuality and identity of animals as well as of men. A mortal, corporeal, or finite conception of God cannot embrace the glories of limitless incorporeal life and love. Hence the unsatisfied human craving for something better, higher, holier, than is afforded by a material belief in a physical God and man. This human sense of deity yields to the divine sense, even as the material sense of personality yields to the incorporeal sense of God and man as the infinite principle and infinite idea, as one Father with his universal family, held in the gospel of love.
Psalms. Preserve me, O God, for in thee do I put my trust. O Lord, my God, I cried unto thee, and thou hast healed me. O Lord, thou hast brought up my soul from the grave. Thou hast kept me alive, that I should not go down to the pit. Thou hast turned for me my mourning into dancing. Thou hast put off my sackcloth, and girded me with gladness, to the end that my glory may sing praise to thee, and not be silent. O Lord my God, I will give thanks unto thee forever. The Lord will command his loving kindness in the daytime, and in the night his song shall be with me, and my prayer unto the God of my life. Hope thou in God, for I shall yet praise him, who is the health of my countenance, and my God.
The prayer of faith shall save the sick, says the scripture. What is this healing prayer? A mere request that God will heal the sick has no power to gain more of the divine presence than is always at hand. Prayer cannot change the science of being, but it tends to bring us into harmony with it. To enter into the heart of prayer, the door of the erring senses must be closed. Lips must be mute and materialism silent, that man may have audience with spirit, the divine principle, love, which destroys all error. When the illusion of sickness or sin tempts you, cling steadfastly to God and his idea. Allow nothing but his likeness to abide in your thought. The divine mind that made man maintains his own image and likeness. All that really exists is the divine mind and its idea, and in this mind the entire being is found harmonious and eternal. The straight and narrow way is to see and acknowledge this fact, yield to this power, and follow the leadings of truth. Working out the rules of science and practice, the author has restored health in cases of both acute and chronic disease in their severest forms. By thousands of well-authenticated cases of healing, she and her students have proved the worth of her teachings. These cases, for the most part, have been abandoned as hopeless by regular medical attendants. Few invalids will turn to God till all physical supports have failed, because there is so little faith in his disposition and power to heal disease. The divine principle of healing is proved in the personal experience of any sincere seeker of truth.
Habakkuk. Art thou not from everlasting, O Lord my God, mine Holy One? Thou art of purer eyes than to behold evil, and canst not look on iniquity. Psalms. Withhold not thy tender mercies from me, O Lord. Let thy loving kindness and thy truth continually preserve me. John. Jesus went unto the Mount of Olives, and early in the morning he came again into the temple, and all the people came unto him, and sat down, and he taught them. And the scribes and Pharisees brought unto him a woman taken in adultery. And when they had set her in the midst, they say unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery, in the very act. Now Moses in the law commanded us that such should be stoned. But what sayest thou? This they said, tempting him, that they might have to accuse him. But Jesus stooped down, and with his finger wrote on the ground, as though he heard them not. So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself, and said unto them, He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her. And again he stooped down and wrote on the ground. And they which heard it were convicted by their own conscience, and went out one by one, beginning at the eldest, even unto the last. And Jesus was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. When Jesus had lifted up himself, and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are those thine accusers? Hath no man condemned thee? She said, No man, Lord. And Jesus said unto her, Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more. Luke. Judge not, and ye shall not be judged. Condemn not, and ye shall not be condemned. Forgive, and ye shall be forgiven.
What a pitiful sight is malice, finding pleasure in revenge. Evil is sometimes a man's highest conception of right, until his grasp on good grows stronger. Moral courage is requisite to meet the wrong and to proclaim the right. But how shall we reform the man who has more animal than moral courage, and who has not the true idea of good? Jesus gave the true idea of being, which results in infinite blessings to mortals. The miracle of grace is no miracle to love. Jesus demonstrated the inability of corporeality as well as the infinite ability of spirit, thus helping erring human sense to flee from its own convictions and seek safety in divine science. As mortals reach, through knowledge of Christian science, a higher sense, they will seek to learn, not from matter, but from the divine principle, God, how to demonstrate the Christ truth as the healing and saving power. When Christ changes a belief of sin or of sickness into a better belief, then belief melts into spiritual understanding, and sin, disease, and death disappear. The great spiritual fact must be brought out that man is, not shall be, perfect and immortal. We must hold forever the consciousness of existence, and sooner or later, through Christ and Christian science, we must master sin and death. The perfect man, governed by God, his perfect principle, is sinless and eternal.
Psalms. Gracious is the Lord, and righteous. Yea, our God is merciful. The Lord preserveth the simple. Matthew. And Jesus called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them, and said, Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted, and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoso shall receive one such little child in my name, receiveth me.
A little girl who had occasionally listened to my explanations badly wounded her finger. She seemed not to notice it. On being questioned about it, she answered ingenuously, There is no sensation in matter. Bounding off with laughing eyes, she presently added, Mama, my finger is not a bit sore. It might have been months or years before her parents would have laid aside their drugs or reached the mental height their little daughter so naturally attained. Willingness to become as a little child and to leave the old for the new renders thought receptive of the advanced idea. Gladness to leave the false landmarks and joy to see them disappear, this disposition helps to precipitate the ultimate harmony. The purification of sense and self is a proof of progress. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God.
1 Corinthians. For ye may all prophesy one by one, that all may learn, and all may be comforted. Numbers. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. Zechariah. In the 2nd year of Darius came the word of the Lord unto Zechariah, the son of Berechiah, the son of Iddo the prophet, saying, I saw by night, and behold, a man riding upon a red horse, and he stood among the myrtle trees that were in the bottom, and behind him were red horses speckled and white. Then said I, O my Lord, what are these? And the angel that talked with me said unto me, I will show thee what these be. These are they whom the Lord hath sent to walk to and fro through the earth. And they answered the angel of the Lord that stood among the myrtle trees, and said, We have walked to and fro through the earth, and behold, all the earth sitteth still, and is at rest. Sing and rejoice, O daughter of Zion, for lo, I come, and I will dwell in the midst of thee, saith the Lord. Micah. And many nations shall come and say, Come, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, and to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. But they shall sit, every man under his vine and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid. Psalms. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. The Lord will bless his people with peace.
Prophet. A spiritual seer. Disappearance of material sense before the conscious facts of spiritual truth. The ancient prophets gained their foresight from a spiritual, incorporeal standpoint, not by foreshadowing evil and mistaking fact for fiction, predicting the future from a groundwork of corporeality and human belief. When the final physical and moral effects of Christian science are fully apprehended, the conflict between truth and error, understanding and belief, science and material sense, foreshadowed by the prophets and inaugurated by Jesus, will cease, and spiritual harmony reign. The lightnings and thunderbolts of error may burst and flash till the cloud is cleared and the tumult dies away in the distance. Then the raindrops of divinity refresh the earth. As St. Paul says, there remaineth therefore a rest to the people of God, of spirit. The substance, life, intelligence, truth, and love which constitute deity are reflected by his creation. And when we subordinate the false testimony of the corporeal senses to the facts of science, we shall see this true likeness and reflection everywhere. Now let's sing together hymn number 276. Peace be to this congregation, peace to every heart therein, peace the earnest of salvation, peace the fruit of conquered sin, peace that speaks the heavenly giver, peace to worldly minds unknown, peace that floweth as a river from the eternal source alone. Hymn number 276. The scientific statement of being from Science and Health. There is no life, truth, intelligence, nor substance in matter. All is infinite mind and its infinite manifestation, for God is all in all. Spirit is immortal truth. Matter is mortal error. Spirit is the real and eternal. Matter is the unreal and temporal. Spirit is God, and man is his image and likeness. Therefore, man is not material, he is spiritual.
And the correlative passage from 1 John. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of God. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. Beloved, now are we the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. And every man that hath this hope in him purifieth himself, even as he is pure.
The eternal God is thy refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. Amen.